pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call.
Trustee,
Yes.
Trustee Reiner,
Yes.
Trustee Miller,
Yes.
Trustee Sam. Yes. Trustee Laura.
Yeah.
Trustee Arm.
Yes. Need a motion to approve, September 18th, 2025 board meeting minutes, September 18th, 2025 executive session minutes, and finance reports, pay system.
Trustee Sheets,
Yes.
Trustee Reiner,
Yes.
Trustee Bentley,
Yes.
Trustee Sam. Yes. Trustee Laura.
Yes.
Trustee Arm.
Yes.
Audience, Mr. Bill Walton.
Yeah, Seth Swanland is my dad. Some of you might remember him. He's ex-mayor of this town. I went to Texas about 9 years ago and got married and lived away from home for a while. Moved back home with mom now. She's got signs of dementia. She's not having a voice for herself. Since dad died. We got these people in this restaurant next door who is just attractions. Moving in, crossing into our property, had to put a fence up, we had to put rocks up in the backyard to stop people from parking in the yard, had to put a post up. I got the financer man, Mr. Fernando. Well, Mr. Ware, he ran from the cartel in Mexico. He's the one that ran out and discussed with me that he was parking in his property. He showed me an overhead aerial view of what would be the property lines. According to what he showed me, our fence is on his property line. And even the railroad ties that they had put up in the backyard to stop people from parking in our yard are in his yard also. So that means then the village sold these people an alley because that was an alley ever since I was a little tiny street.
Chances are what he brought up is not accurate.
What's that?
The map he showed you,
Yeah,
if you go to the courthouses, are not accurate.
that's why I'm here.
Yeah.
Because he's down there, he's being a smart aleck, telling me that, first of all, he posted up at 2:30 in the morning. Parks next to my mom's kitchen window in his loud truck. Instead of parking where he's gonna go in the door, he parks outside our window. I said, what are you doing out here at 2:30 in the morning? He said, drinking. I said, you're drinking. That's right. He goes inside, cooks a bunch of food. Eats. I called the health department. I said, do you think that's sanitary that you got this man drinking at 2:30 in the morning? He's drunk. He's gonna clean up them grills just good and everything's gonna be just right. Because I've been over there, I've witnessed it many times. I've seen it. They don't wear gloves and they didn't wear hairnets. They got rose up for it. It's a serious violation. We later, I have the owner lady, I don't know what her name is, Bill, you know her name? The owner lady, the lady, the owner.
No, I don't know.
Well, she came out and knocked on my door and introduced herself to me and said that, she don't want to have no more health violation reports and blah, blah, blah. What do we gotta do? I said, well, first of all, we need to do something about, we've had to put a fence up, stop people from parking in the yard, hitting the central air unit. Then we put posts in concrete to protect the fence, to protect the fence. And they start parking, the workers start parking in our backyard because they say that's their yard, that's their property. So they're parking in our yard, checking up the railroad ties. Screwing up the road, so then we put rocks in the backyard to stop them from parking back there, because if anybody here has been up there on Saturday or Sunday, you know what a cluster mess that is. They're blocking both alleys. They're blocking what is the alley now, and they always block the alley that we use to pull up and load my mom in the car with. So if I ever need to get out of that house in a hurry, and get her to the hospital, I can't do it. Because the workers are blocking what used to be the alley.
I guess my first question is the alley is vacated. We know. The alley's not vacated.
You go up there on Saturday or Sunday and you look and they block the other alley, which is the other alley. Because they park anywhere they want. There is no assigned parking, there is no handicap parking, except for one little sign. You got a cluster mess. You got people blocking the alleys. Not like that, the dog kennel behind me, they put up signs that say no parking. Right there, the entrance to the dog kennel. And people still park there and block our exit out of the driveway.
Have you put a complaint online or anything like that to the police?
I'm here because when I came back, I moved back with my mom to give her a voice. To stop this tragedy of this, what is a good product.
I understand. I'm asking if, did you put
We put them in signs back there.
I'm not talking about signs, a complaint online, a complaint form. Have you not filled out one of those?
No,
Okay, so at this point, the village doesn't know this is going on until just.
no, because I talked to Bill and I talked to Virgil about it before. And this has been going on for 2 months since I've come back.
So have we done anything with it?
Well, start with, the property line he's speaking of, if you look at the GIS, it's never been out. If you look at the history of the old plat, the original plat is still, never showed an alley there. Fifth is real good, look stuff up, she couldn't find out the water was ever down there. Now, we're talking about the one that will be on the north side of this mom's house. Not the one behind that, it's the one on the north side between her house and the rest.
In the restaurant, yeah.
We believe that Orville Miller, who owned the IGA back in the 60s, 50s, 60s, put that in there to take deliveries so he wouldn't block you out. But right where the door is coming off the parking, the big parking lot, there was never a door there. That was his equipment area for his refrigeration units and also.
What is the alley now on the west side? Correct?
That's still behind my house, mom's house, all that's.
Yeah, yeah, what, that's the alley. The alley that next to my mom's house was all the alley. For a year, there's cars went up and down that alley, they never used that way. Until the Peters came in, took over, and started expanding, and taking over the parking lot. You sold the parking lot, making it a gravel parking lot. In a nice area, somebody got residentially built there for the night.
The way the flats look, that's always been a lot. So I don't know if people were going across it when you were younger, maybe thinking it was an alley, but it never showed that it was an alley.
Well, why not,
We never sold them anything.
why not supervise these people and tell them, you need to get some organized parking in here. You need to get some blacktop, you need to get some stripes, you need to have some kind of organization, so it's not a complete cluster mess. Every Saturday and Sunday, they are parking in front of our house, they park beside our house, they park behind our house. They park in the yard, they hit the fence, they hit the post. And you have done nothing about it for 4 years, you've seen it. All of you had to be up there
Not me.
at some point.
I didn't pay attention to that.
Even if you drive by there, you would know. These people are just disrespecting a nice house. When people come into Tilton, I always tried to run, that house is burnt out people's feet going to First Avenue. Now we have to put a fence up, now we have to put a post up in front of the fence, which looks like crap. Now we have to put rocks in the backyard. And these people are telling me that the solution to this problem was the lady that I was telling you about, the owner. She said, why don't you put cameras up? I'm supposed to put cameras up? I'm supposed to track wires and cameras out there and guard my fence, which my mom does 24/7 all day long, looking out the windows. She's 91 years old. All she does is track over these people, walking around, barking everywhere, hitting the fence.
Have you ever had surveys that you could say, okay, this is where what our property is?
No.
To get a more accurate view, I would go to the courthouse and they could create a more accurate overhead view.
But it's still survey,
Flat.
because they surveyed.
Surveys cost you like $2,000 or $3,000.
Yeah, but I mean,
After I talked to the,
I mean,
Health inspector lady,
how survey.
after the health inspector lady wrote up her unsanitary solicitations, she tells me that you should have somebody from the village of Tilton go in there and look at all the code violations inside.
Who did you talk to at the health
First
department?
day. I have the text from her. You should go inside and see the code violations inside, not only on the inside, on the outside, you have wires hanging down on the outside of the building. Which is just a danger to a little kid. Like a tangled up in the wires, a drunk person coming from a tavern is gonna get tangled up in the wires. These are code violations, and you let them do it. But I'm telling you, for the last 2 weeks, they've been fixing it up inside, because they know that what they told them. You're not even close enough to the code.
So they're trying to make improvements.
They definitely are, but they're not making improvements for me. They're not helping me stop this crap, people parking on our yard. A drunk man at 2:30 in the morning, parking his truck next to our window and going in and cooking. This man stood there one day outside our window, the kitchen window. And he's outside and he's looking in my garage constantly on his phone. I said, what are you doing, Fernando? He was hiding from the boss. He is the boss. He thinks that's fun. I said, why do you keep looking at my garage? He was being nosy. These are the kind of people you got running that restaurant. You got a drunk. You got to run from your cartel. Well, you can ask all you want. That's what he told Bill.
Okay, I'm not laughing. I just don't believe that. He has a full-time job elsewhere. I don't think he's running.
So once he showed me the aerial view, what he said is their property. I said, then you start mowing that part of the yard. Because I'm not gonna mow it for you anymore. If that's your property, you mow it. He hasn't mowed it yet. I ain't mowing it. So now we're gonna have a. Well, in the Tilton, look, here's these weeds growing up on the fence along the guy's house. You don't do anything about this stuff. You're not regulating these people. We're lifelong citizens of this town. My mom is no voice anymore, mom's her voice.
Honestly, Bill, you're the first to ever complain. You're the first to ever complain.
Well, that's because
Well,
I'm the only one that's sandwiched between the dog kennel and a restaurant. Your mom's not in that situation. Nobody else is in this situation.
the only moms ever had is people don't know how to drive trailers and back into the fence.
See, and they don't care, they're not gonna take responsibility for it.
Well, that's
They're responsibility. Right.
Well, that's because the guy, back trailer.
If you have organized parking, if you have some kind of strike parking, it would be different. People would park correctly. Instead, you got circle parking, you got blocking alleys, both alleys.
What's their solution?
The mess.
What's their solution?
As far as the inspection part of it, we just send our inspector, see if I ain't code violation.
Also, I want to bring up the dumpster. It's put right there by my mom's.
The dumpster goes.
Driveway.
Yes, it does.
It's trying to run the driveway, sinking, accident driveway, dumpster. Why didn't we move the dumpster?
We can have them put fence
I think
around it.
we're about to tell them.
If you people have to live next to the dumpster, would you have to move?
They would have to have a double gate system on it because their grease, put a grease line right behind it.
And as far as the alleyway, I don't know, Phil, you guys police that on Saturdays and Sundays?
The alleyway, as far as the north and south alleyway, behind the residence and that, is never blocked and there's never any complaints.
Oh, I got pictures of the block, totally. With the trucks and with Brent Hawk. people buying food.
I think what he's going to is there's no complaints. So that's why I was asking earlier about the complaints.
That's why I'm here.
They can't do anything until they get complaints.
Well, all I can say is, they're out there on Saturday, Sunday, call 911.
There's nobody else going to complain, there's nobody else in this situation that's going to
But if you call
Nobody's
911,
gonna complain about that alley being blocked. Nobody's gonna complain about I can't get my mom in the car in an emergency situation because the workers are too lazy to park where they should.
but if you call 911, the police come out, they have to do something. They can't leave those cars there if they're walking the alleyway there. They have to go in the restaurant. Got cars out here, move them, or we kill them.
That's what I wanted to know.
But you gotta keep doing that. I mean,
So I can call 911 anytime we want.
Yeah,
Yeah,
if there's a valid complaint, I'm calling, and there's no valid complaints, and you continue to do that, you can decide misuse of 911.
no valid complaints.
Like I said, if there's valid complaints, we'll take care of it.
Yeah.
But you can't call just because you want to serve the pot.
Well, I wouldn't be calling just to stir the pot, I'd be calling because I have a complaint.
He's just giving the example.
Oh, that's fine, but silly.
And I'm gonna chime in real quick. I put the rocks back there for your mom because garbage trucks would cut in the corner drive in their yard. It wasn't for people parking there.
Yeah,
And out front parking is a public right of way down the front of Main Street on both sides. So anybody has the right to park there is for public parking.
so I guess we're the only one that gets to use that, gets to be used that way. Bill doesn't get used that way, because he's always parked out front. Or the people aren't gonna park in the mayor's spot.
Well, Bill, I'm gonna tell you what I went out there. 2 summers ago, guys riding home, is going from one place to another. Parked underneath my tree, right behind my truck. They came out of the restaurant, I spoke to them, said, hey, guys, I don't mind you parking, I know why you're doing it, but you gotta get ready to get out. He goes, can't you pull for us? There's a ditch in front. The guy walked around there and said, we're totally sorry. We didn't think there was a ditch out there. I had people pull up beside me, I pulled in where I had to back in my driveway because people were parked out there. But the thing of it is, like I said, I don't have a drive out back. These people don't know it. Yeah, I've been known to have parked across the street till they come get their car and leave.
Oh, I see the department here before, and I know they do once in a while, but they're not parking right alongside your face. These
Well,
people,
no, I'm not on the outside.
Peter brought in a fire truck one day to fill cracks in the driveway. They parked the fire truck right next to the white fence. They splattered car all over the fence. Went out there and said, Jesus Christ, clean it up. This is disrespect. What's wrong?
Did they clean it?
The boy came out with turpentine and cleaned the fence. But in the first place, why are you allowing that car to park next to this fence? Because you don't give a crap about it. That's all. You've been doing this for 4 years.
That's a contractor's job that did the job. Shouldn't be, it's not the PETA's fault that that company came and spotted that on the fence. The people that should be responsible for was the company that are doing the
Well,
law.
that's not true. That's not true. I talked to the guy and he said, he went inside and asked the restaurant guy if it was okay if he parked his truck there. Guy gave him permission. So then that's not true again.
So the PETA's made them slide a car on your fence.
No, they just carelessly, disrespectfully, let them park next to the fence.
But if it's their property, they're allowed.
is it their property?
Yeah. Well, they're saying it is. That's why I'm here.
I think we gotta get established, Bill, we got no evidence of it ever being an alley. I know they drove through there since I was a kid. But that doesn't mean that it was an alley, it's just where they started driving, and then they continued it over all the years.
Sure.
Somebody gotta find out where your property line is at.
Well, you know,
And then you gotta legitimate complaint that they're saying one thing, you're saying another, so I don't even have long to go on.
well, I'm saying that you got a business there, it's getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and they're expanding, and they're disrespectful to the neighbor's property, and they ain't doing nothing about fixing their parking problem. There's no surprise. People just park where they want. They park horizontal in front of my house, they park sideways from my house, they park up next to the fence, they park in the backyard. They don't care. And neither does the restaurant people. That's what I'm trying to tell you, it's disrespectful to a nice house has been in this town forever. That my dad worked so hard to keep looking good.
I agree with Virgil. I think you got to establish property lines, and then when you have a complaint, call it in, and then we'll do.
Well, I'm not paying for it out in survey.
Well, that's where we,
Okay.
between the two of you, you got to figure out where the property line is, and then we can go from there.
That's great job, so appreciate it. You know, and that, we'll see. I'm joking.
Yeah.
You.
No. Okay. That's okay.
Just looking at it too.
What's it?
Let's put a metal detector up there.
Well, okay, well, let me explain something.
See, we didn't have this, we were blindsided by all this, so we didn't know nothing about it.
Well, let me explain something. His brother called me the other night. Told me that he tried to explain to me. If you look at the property which he's talking about, there's a pile of concrete out back there. That was the IGA's burn pile back in the '60s. If you look at the Dutch put that fence up and just line it. There's a flower bed out there, part of that flower bed sits on the outside of that property. I looked at the old plat. The old plat's actually in our history book. The old plat never showed an alley there. It showed a triangular piece of property with the alley running north-south.
Well, it makes sense what you said, they probably used it, but when I did whatever the score was, they can fit 4 deliveries. And that-
No, on its own property. He created on its own property a spot for deliveries, and then
Right.
everyone's assuming that because
They
it's
started using
there.
it.
I'm not saying not to address no violation, but what I'm saying is this gentleman is on strong painkillers, and he goes back to Texas every so often to get re-prescribed because he can't get enough here. I've known Bill since I was a kid, we grew up.
Well, I understand that he's got legitimate complaints, so he has to go the steps, just like we had other citizens come in and get a plat and said, here's what I got. Here's property lines, what can you do to help, here's some ideas.
It's like
So
why
we
we
got
got
that.
that flat, and there was never a county there. It appears that the property is actually further over into their yard than,
And
What-
to answer your question, because that's what I looked at the GIS, because I live right next to it. The GIS is off a little bit on that fence. I got a pin out front. It's just off a little bit, so we're talking, but his dad put that fence up, that poly fence up on the property line. So if anybody during the day just drive by there and look down that fence, and then you'll see what this whole thing is about. His brother tried to explain to him, that is their property.
Well, chances are though, that fence has been there how long? And what's that? Well, there's a thing there, that when your fence has been there for so long, that it.
No, that's just a poly.
You're saying the dead.
I've seen it before. Roadhouse line got held up in court one time when I worked at the law.
But the fence is on the property line, and so when you look down, I see the river ties way over here. And I'm pretty involved.
Yeah.
He's arguing about this section here. It's on
So that you come to this of this.
the stuff out back. People are supposed to go.
Hey, it's here, you're
They wouldn't, right?
first hand.
Well, they would drive you the yard, but they get out. But the rocks in there, they can't. All I'm saying is we'll address it. Code. Anybody else in the audience?
I was told to pick up and go right by.
Well, I just want everybody to understand, that's why they say a whole lot when you start pointing me out, because I tried to explain to them.
You.
I didn't tell you about the people in the attic.
Yeah. Oh my God, never mind. Yeah.
501, you say, or something? 501.
There may be code violations that we need to look at. One we do know is because they don't have a fence.
They don't, inside.
But as far as that side of the building, all the work she's talking about, I think are communication.
And I think this Trish would be a good person to talk to, if he's gonna go on this, yeah, requesting it, or.
So we will answer the actual complaints.
Yeah, I'm gonna see what she says.
Village engineer, Tom Overmeyer.
I got the, NFT estimate for three trucking, $36,964.19. It's about just a little over 3,000 under the bid. For approval. MFT.
What MFT?
Zip code,
Like what streets? Do you have?
Hot Street,
Fifth Street,
and Fifth Street, and what down is it?
North Fifth. 15, North Fifth Street,
North,
15.
down in,
I'll spell it.
I'll spell it. That was, had to be a little bit of reconstruction on that.
I'll make a motion to approve.
I'll second.
You're not.
I get ready to like, we took it, I wouldn't see if Tom looked at it, was gonna say anything else.
Too late.
Thank Mark.
You're welcome.
There.
Vanessa. Trustee Sheets.
Yeah.
Trustee Weimer.
Yes.
Trustee Bentley.
Yeah.
Trustee Benz.
Yes.
Trustee George.
Yes.
Trustee Lauren.
Yes.
The second one is, non-MFT. This is for about 275 feet of 15th Street off of First Avenue over behind the, on the Mont Blanc. There's a road there, it's still all gravel. Going to the east, it's 15th Street. And, I guess we got some complaints about, been getting complaints about dust. I think the, Public Works did some grading recently, right? They graded.
No.
No?
Continue.
I thought I was told that the Public Works graded that.
We did like 3 months prior to the.
Well, I mean, it wasn't what caused the dust, it's caused it's gravel.
Yeah.
But, you know, it's hard to maintain gravel roads. And the, president asked if we could go ahead and seal coat it. And maybe was able to fit in a schedule, but it's non-MFT, it's $5,423 now.
That, he was planning on probably doing that still till next year anyway, correct?
Well, it should,
But we had it just a year.
it's something that's, probably should have been done years ago, years ago.
Well, for some reason, the far east end of the road was so coated to a certain point to stop where the duplexes are. And for some reason, that point out to the main road was left gravel, so it was on my list to get it done, but she beat me to it.
Yeah, it needed done, it was no doubt that
I need a motion.
something should have been done years ago.
Second.
Trustee Sheets.
Yes.
Trustee Weimer.
Yes.
Trustee Bentley.
Yes.
Trustee Benz.
Yeah.
Trustee George.
Yes.
Trustee Lauren.
Yes.
5.3, I wanna refer that to the mayor.
The strategic land use, we spoke with Article today and got some numbers from them, but it's a two-part plan. The strategic land use will basically, they'll do a windshield land survey where they drive around, see what's already in place. And use existing land maps. They'll get, excuse me. Land use categorized definition guide, future land use map for the draft, the client, which is the final future land use map and presentation to the board for that adoption. Basically what this does is it's a very general plan. It's not real specific. Basically, it says this area here is going to be residential, this area here would be industrial, this area here. Depending on what they see to drive around.
And it'll go out to the mile and a half.
Second part of the project will be the comprehensive plan, which is more specific, and it will cover demographic trends. They'll do a transportation study, community facility, housing, existing conditions, parks and open spaces, shopping, dining, business, existing conditions. And they'll give us the existing conditions report analysis. They'll have a planning workshop, steering committee, engagement summary. Preliminary recommendations, I'll come in with recommendations on the transportation and after transportation recommendation. Community facilities and infrastructure recommendation, housing recommendations, parks, open space recommendations, shopping, dining, visit, special area plan, preliminary. They'll draft a comprehensive plan, plus a steering committee, and before it's over with, it'll come back to us.
It did say it would make us more eligible to carrots if we have the comprehensive plan.
The first phase of this, which is the strategic land use plan, they will take from November to January of 26. The second phase will start in February. They would do the second phase in 4 projects. They would do existing conditions, stakeholder engagement, preliminary recommendation, draft and final comprehensive plan. That would take from February 26 to July 26. The total for both these fees, farm work, for the strategic land use and the project and the comprehensive plan, $77,530. Is there any question? If there is, more up on this tonight.
Just working in conjunction with our zoning.
It will, I mean, this is the piece that wasn't done in 2010, 9 and 10. 2010 is when you added your zoning, with a vision plan prepared, but it didn't. We didn't cover these 4 areas that, you know, is outlined in these phages. You did create a land use plan back then, but it's 15 years ago. I think a lot of things have changed. I think it's important for you to have some kind of idea, you know, what you want to do into the future. You know, rather than run into these issues that you're not prepared for, maybe. Regardless of what's going on anywhere in the mile and a half, I think this is a good idea, you know, for the village.
Well, you gotta plan for the future. I mean, if you don't.
You got some natural, you got the Ross Lane, you got an industrial corridor there, underutilized. You own property there along King Street, Main Street. What's gonna happen there? You know, we got areas along Route 1. Obviously, we have some vision that the mayor and Tiffany and, you know, the board can share with developers to show, you know, that you guys are really thinking about, you know, the big picture, long term. And these ideas won't be, you know, they'll be planning level. You know, there won't be any hard engineering done, but, you know, if there's no sewers there or water mains or things, you know, I know these things.
Well, they made a comment, they work with a town right now who uses their plan, and they actually make that part of their development package. Where they basically got it laid out how they're trying to redesign their downtown area. So when they do a development, give us some idea about a development, they show this plan so that the developer can see exactly what this community has in mind to see how they would fit in.
I think it would be beneficial.
Any other question? Any motion, Jerry, approve $77,530 to Farm Work Group for a strategic land use plan and a comprehensive plan.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Trustee Peters,
Yes.
trustee Wagner,
Yes.
trustee Henry.
Yes.
Trustee Smith,
Yeah.
trustee George,
Yes.
trustee Vaughn,
Yes.
You got anything else, Tom? That might have come up before recently. No good. Not happening today. Fire Chief Chris McMahon.
We had 8 fire calls, 25 medical, 15 we assisted people, and we, dropped one medical call that was in the middle of the night, but the ambulance did go ahead and go on that one, so it wasn't too bad. We completed hose testing, unfortunately, That's, we found out that we almost 35, between 35 and 40 sections of hose blew. So we're getting quotes on getting that stuff replaced for our engines. We did bus training, and we went to Danville and training in one of their houses. We just had the down and dirty hydraulics class here. We had over 25 people attending. Some people came from as far as 2.5 hours away to attend the class. It was a great class. We did our ladder testing, everything, all of our ladders passed, including the aerial. And we did pump testing, and there's a little repairs to a couple of the engines, needed a little bitty minor repairs. Clean Hearts is still going, and our next class that we have coming up will be November 1st. They did both. It's just like this.
quick update and give it a second. I don't know why I did that.
Everybody did it at the same time, evidently.
I see it a second, did not.
So the first thing we're asking for this month, is I'm asking to update the, outdated, computers we have in the fire trucks. They're really outdated. They don't connect to our system the way they should and get us the real-time information. Asking for 4 tablets, 2 of them being the larger size so we can see them while we're, going down, giving real-time information. And the mount that goes in there, so the tablet will stay in the truck. And truck 2 already has one. It's been mounted. We actually got a mount from Danville that came with it, so we didn't have to buy all the mounts and everything. So for that price will be $5,753.96, and I'm asking for that for the engine. This will be for engine 3, engine 4, and SS1 in the squad. Or no.
Engine 1.
Engine 1.
Sorry,
Engine
I read
1.
that on
The squad already has a small one. So this one, quick, every one of them.
There's no question on the motion. Yea or nay for our iPads case amount for $5,753.96.
I'll make a motion.
I'll second it.
Trustee Sheet,
Yes.
trustee Reimer,
Yes.
trustee Fennel.
Yes.
Trustee Sam,
Yeah.
trustee Roy,
Yes.
trustee Lund.
Yes.
My last item is, we found out on SS1, we took it on a field fire and our sirens. This all started because we broke a siren. And sirens are about $600 a piece to keep replacing them. And so we're looking to change out the front bumper of SS1. And then as we were doing our research, as Mavis equipment is going to start coming here next week or next month, we'll be, in control of all the Mavis equipment. It comes with a huge, tent trailer for Tent City. And only hitch we have on the back of that truck is a bumper hitch. It's connected to our bumper, not a reese hitch. So we're looking to go ahead and upgrade SS1 instead of looking for a new truck, just upgrading it. Put a new bumper on the front with a winch, and put a reese hitch on the back. And that total for that price is $3,506.28.
Could you explain to everybody what Tent City is?
Tent City is basically, it's a Mavis division. During COVID is very active. They were sending their tents all over the state. So our responsibility would be like, if New Orleans happens or something like that, they may ask us to bring the tent down there at the sheltering house. It's fully air conditioning, tent. I hope to have it next summer so everybody can see it at the park. We're gonna set it up because we can use it anytime we want. It is a Mavis deployable thing.
But it's not like any other tent that you see.
No.
It's that heavy constructed.
Inflatable. It's an inflatable.
It's still frame. Steel frame.
Oops.
Oh, it's great.
Yeah, it has a floor, it has a full floor, it's air conditioned, it has its own lights, and it can be used as like a huge command center and for natural disasters too, so.
And the reason I call it Tent City, you put the ball.
Correct.
Connect them and create rooms.
Yep, and I believe it comes with cots and everything else too in here, so this trailer's a pretty heavy duty trailer. And then we looked on the back and Cameron showed me, he says, we only have a bumper hitch. I'm like, oh boy. We're gonna rip that bumper right off the back. I don't know if it's pulled anything with a bumper hitch before, but.
Did we offer to do this or is it, how did we all of a sudden get involved?
We offered to take over Mavis about 8 months ago. 8 months
The
ago.
current Mavis director, and all the equipment is at the north end of the county. So he developed cancer and decided to step away from Mavis. And nobody else was, Chris was actually nominated, as well as a couple of others for other positions in that. So they were elected that way, through the I Mutual Aid Association. I Mutual Aid Association are doing away with, it's gonna become all one as Mavis 40 instead of I. The last thing that they were waiting on was the licensing for the radios because federal government takes forever to change the licensing of the radio system. They're working on that right now, so last thing to do. So basically with Tilton being now, Chris being, over the Mavis division, that department hosts all the equipment. Even though that equipment goes out of the state of Illinois, if it's called for, it's mainly for our area. And there's been times where we've called for some stuff that's currently looked at in the county, and you're waiting for our report to get there. So Tilton is basically like Danville's, the most centrally located area in our county for the EV.
So are we responsible, when somebody called, we were responsible for taking this and
Yes.
setting it and everything else?
Yes, but we're not responsible for the upkeep of it. We're responsible for getting it done, but the cost of it comes through Mavis Division of Illinois.
That's my next question.
And they also, like, if, let's say we had to go like way out of town, we would be reimbursed. Everybody we send will be reimbursed on the Mavis rate.
Yeah.
And why they're setting up, yes.
We all pay into the I Association right now. And that's what we pay in for, is for the maintenance and costs of radios, when they go down the antenna of the radios. Since it won't be I anymore, it will be Mavis Division, so the money mostly will come from the Mavis Division of the state of Illinois to, make the repairs on that equipment.
Just kind of correlates with them, so.
Yeah, so I mean, Mavis, when 9/11 happened.
It could be one of the functions of the.
Yeah, when 9/11 happened, Mavis was born in basically Illinois shortly after that, and Mavis was the first one really in the higher 50 states. And most of our states are actually mirroring what we do at Mavis.
All the states have Mavis divisions.
Yeah, so we were one of the first ones. So I mean, will it be deployed a lot? Very seldom. It's just our job to do, be responsible for it.
Where do you keep the items, like the pallets and stuff?
Well, the light tower will go in station 2, the gator will go with the other gator, and then the trailer right now is, we're probably gonna be sitting outside. It's probably gonna be sitting outside somewhere. Yeah. Yeah, we'll figure something out once we get it here, we can actually measure it and see how long it is. So, I got some ideas, but.
You'd like to make sure, I mean, when you give away the hitch on the truck, they check the frame roll, good to make sure the frame's good on the truck.
Oh, you mean underneath of the truck? No, I did not crawl underneath the frame. No.
So maybe-
I'll be honest, I didn't crawl underneath and say, oh.
That may be something you want to look at closely.
Yeah, and we could definitely do that before.
I know it's not out in the weather a lot, but as
Yes.
Bob said, there's a lot of times
Yes.
you see over trucks like this.
Yeah, yeah.
All of a sudden, you don't realize that it's got a start to it going. So-
Oh, yeah, and it is an older vehicle, I believe it's a
99.
99, it's a 1999 vehicle, so it is an older vehicle. Huh? You want to ask for me? Well, that's the easiest way. No, but I was trying to save money.
Excuse me, any other questions? Any motion here and any for that truck, all of it says one bumper, hitch, push mount, and winch, $3,506.48.
So,
Let's make sure that the truck is okay before.
Oh, I agree.
That's the only stuff.
Before we order it, we'll say, hey, crawl underneath there, I can agree with that.
well, I mean, you guys can crawl it or you can take it somewhere.
Put it on a lift or whatever.
Yeah, we probably take it down to Carnegie's and say, hey, before we buy this, can we?
Make sure the.
Chevrolet.
Yeah, I got one of you guys did. I'm sure somebody over there can tell me, yeah, it's good.
Chief,
Yes.
trustee Ryder,
Yes.
trustee Taylor.
Yes.
Trustee Sand,
Yes.
trustee Dorr.
Yes.
Trustee Marsh.
Yes.
Anything else?
No, that's all I have. Thank you.
EMS director, Bush Whistle.
That's over, 63 dispatch in Tilton for 31, 17 days, 14 nights, 1 second out. We did, drop one, due to being on a call already. We had, went to Oakwood 7 times, Georgetown 5 times, West 19 times, did 2 transfers. The water pump went out in the flag car yesterday. I couldn't hear it. Just 5 people were telling me it was swelling. I couldn't hear it. So we took it over to Carnegie. It was late in the afternoon, at like 4 o'clock, and they had the water pumps to 15 minutes, but it was so hot they couldn't. Or I'll say did complete that today. The kind water pump in it. Our tablets, like Chris's, are outdated. Most of our tablets we analysts were not iPads, they were tough pads that were Windows based. Can't be updated anymore, they're almost obsolete, so we went ahead and we did order, 3 new iPads with cases of all less than $1,000. So Brian had been working on getting those, or also, the ones we ordered have set data saver on it, or cellular data, whatever, however you say it. We won't need the MiFi's anymore. Right now, if we go into a residence and we take that with us, to do a refusal, you have to take MiFi out, put it in your pocket with, so you stay connected to the internet. With the cellular data on there, you won't have to do that. So Brian's been working on getting the cardiac monitors to sync to those so that they can transmit into the ESO and be able to transmit to the hospital in case he's those are in, and he's currently working on them at this time. I would be on the our problem child ambulance got bombed against a huge oxygen leak inside the wall. I take it up the wall, take the wall apart to find out where it's leaking at. What happened, I can hear it, and I can hear it. So, other than that, and awesome.
How's the intercept?
The air.
The intercept, how's it working?
So far, it's really good. Had, seemed like the same crew as the one keeps getting called in the middle of the night, but, it's working good. We didn't do an intercept yesterday, but I followed, the ambulance, which is all already paramedic, but I followed it to the major wreck that they had. They called with a helicopter and the helicopter wasn't flying. And the more the call went on, you could hear the ramifications. First start off with 1 injury, then 2, then 3, and 4, and 5. So, they were very appreciative that we had the flag car down there as well, because we kind of basically took over the scene to do the first advanced life support agency there. There was 1 fatality on the scene, 3 people trapped. And we had 1 that was a fatality later on at the hospital from that same year. But, you know, and I tell, they kind of asked us for some critiques, criticism, and I told them we're not gonna do that. We don't criticize, we'll give you pointers on what we've seen and what can help you grow, because everybody can grow at any time, no matter who it is. They were appreciative of that. We kind of just took over the scene when we got down there because we deal with it more than what they do. And very appreciative of that. So, yeah, it's working out now.
Good.
Any questions? Public Works Director, DK George.
Located sewer option of the 3 new homes being built in town, taking up some of the empty lots, that's the plus. There's a pothole in the water main on Main Street for the culvert project. Got that done, think. Don't call that shit, correct? Got all the curbs painted. And you don't have them already been hit and you can't tell. We were advancing our customers out sanitary lines, a few places, everything comes parts stored away for the winter, for the events. I went ahead and already winterized the bathrooms at the ballpark, the ball season's over with. I got a quote here for, it's called a Falcon Hot Box. I worked on this back in April, to get in my budget for this year. I called the guy again last week, talked to him, he said the price never changed from April, stayed the same. Basically what this is, so we can go out and patch any time of the year, any weather, whether it's 32 degrees or 80 degrees, we'll always have hot material to use. Right now, we've got a Riggy's in the middle of the winter, those scoop on a dump truck, sit in there for 2, 3, 4 days underneath the heater. Go out in the cold within 10, 20 minutes, rock hard, and you don't get nowhere with it. This will give us the ability to just year round to stay patching through the winter and everything, keep the patch hot. I asked him, there wasn't a freight charge on there, so I called him and asked what the freight charge was. I knew somebody might ask. He said, if we're not in a big hurry, give him a couple weeks, if this gets approved, he'll bring it to us from St. Louis. And do a training session with us when he comes.
Does this sound like work off the radiator?
No, it's a diesel ran burner.
So, saying,
Correct.
the reason I'm asking is the one that Danville had actually hooked into the cooling system and used the heat from the antifreeze. Heat the box.
Yeah, this is a trailer we back up to the big guy.
That's probably a good thing because they had a lot of problems with that one in there, so.
This is the one I talked with IDOT back in April. They use this, brand. I talked to, I think, I don't remember what district it is, it's not District 5, but one of them. And, this is what they use. They've never had a problem with it. It says a good machine. They're the ones that gave me the contact to reach out about this. That's what I'm asking for. Price $40,670 from CMW Equipment out of St. Louis.
I want to pay for this out of gas tax.
Hmm?
I want to pay for this out of gas tax.
Any questions?
Does this replace anything? Or do we not?
My overall goal is to replace the pole patcher that we have down the road. That thing, I mean, it comes in handy for certain things, but I can get 10 times more work done going this route than I can with that pole patcher. And then once it gets cold, the pole patcher comes. We've already cleaned it out and get it stored for the year because it's, once it starts getting cooler weather, it's hard to keep that oil hot to use, but.
How long does this take, like, if you're going to use it, get it warm up? Is it something that
I load it and.
it just?
So I can park it indoors in a house where I can plug it in and it can heat up overnight. When I pull it out, I fire it up from the burner on, it runs off the motor, the diesel, and it stays hot the whole time. When we're done, we back in, plug it in, and it keeps it warm overnight.
Any more questions? Need a motion here and ready to purchase a hot box for CMW equipment for $40,670. Zero cent.
I'll make a motion.
Second.
Trustee Sheet,
Yes.
Trustee Reiner,
Yes.
Trustee Gilmore,
Yes.
Trustee Sims,
Yes.
Trustee George,
Yes.
Trustee Lawrence.
Yes.
TJ, I want to thank you for taking me out the other day to try to find a pen, and then the guy told us to forget.
No problem. I don't have nothing else, well, I do kind of, but I'll let Phil, jump in on it when he gets up and then we'll go from there. It kind of pertains to both of us. So. That's all I got.
Police Chief, Bill Bernardi.
All right, month of September, we're gonna 362 calls for service. Officers made 18 arrests, had 18 PNPs for the month. They issued 84 citations with 28 warnings. They issued 1 ordinance violation, or correction, 1 ordinance warning, and 3 ordinance violations were issued for the month. In regards to what TJ just brought up, due to the manpower being down, our truck that we use in squad car should be wanting to get away from it eventually. We have that availability now. I want to purchase a new squad car and in return, TJ wants our truck. We would leave all the lights in it for his use. We did this before, 3 years ago with my truck that I had at the time. In doing so, with the blue book and the lights and talking to our equipment, we agreed to a price of approximately $34,000. The truck would be worth, the price of the new squad has remained the same as the one bought this spring, $45,885. I called Marlowe Brothers, TJ wants to get rid of the 17 Chevrolet as a,
Used to be the old pro light vehicle truck they used.
and they offered $8,800 credit allowance for it. So what I'd like to do is, I'd like to transfer that, $28,800, is about a $25,200 difference to come from TJ's budget somewhere or what have you. Then the rest of the cost for the squad car, we would take out of our PNT fund, which when I talked to Cass, we have about $54,000 remaining in it. Which for the car, it would take about, my mountain is about $11,885. So,
The original truck come out of P&T, begin with?
The original truck.
The truck that he's talking about that come out.
That was, when was that bought? 2020.
Good.
Yeah, I have.
Hold on, what's-
You want me there?
I'm just asking.
The pro truck?
You right this minute.
The pro truck we're trading?
No,
Oh,
the truck that he's,
Yeah, the first
All
truck
right.
was trading.
I got confused with your question.
the truck that's in transfer or TJ.
Okay.
Did it come out of P&T funds or did it come out of general?
Yeah,
yeah, there's a little bit of difference when they were bought. I think it's probably a down fund.
It's 5 years old.
Yeah.
Boy, you trading in.
Yeah, has it got a lot of miles on it then?
27,000.
Oh, the police truck's only at 27,000 miles?
Yes, it's got a long slide on it, so. Mine has 120,000
Dang.
hard miles from Bush.
Which one of your pickups you trading in?
The one Captain Fuller that used.
TJ, the 2017 Chevy Silverado that Butch used to drive for the pro unit that Tilton had.
That Dave got from Chevrolet.
Who's driving it now?
Who's driving it now? Part-timer, but I make it just a cemetery truck because I don't know how far it'll go. So I'm making it a daily driver.
I didn't understand who you talk about.
Is this new squad going, I mean, is it a backup or is it going out on the road or?
As soon as we hire a replacement, it'll go out on the road, yes. But since don't have anybody right on, I have a little bit of time. This last car took 5 months to get online. Getting all the parts out, get the new car. So we're down a little bit, which I think is gonna take a couple months, and if I have to hire fresh and send them to the academy, I still have some time. We have to go through that process, so it'll be a good time to get started on an opportunity to move forward.
How much it costs to get them to quit, fire to the crane?
No, that's the next one.
yeah.
Is attached also, to equip it. The current bid with everything new is $19,566. We'll save probably $1,000 or $2,000 with some of the stuff we're gonna take off the truck and put on there. This is just a bid to do it all outright like the last one. Which I would also take that money and request it come from the PNT. Be about 31,000 out of the 54,000 there.
Yeah, I'm just kidding with you, fire sheriff's out. I never said that. I never put it.
Well, I hadn't answered it all.
The motion here, first 2025 case letter chapter for $37,085.00, which includes $8,800 trade in from Marlon Brothers. I'll make a motion.
Trustee Sheets,
Yes.
trustee Reiner,
Yes.
trustee Benz,
Yes.
trustee Sims,
Yes.
trustee George,
Yes.
trustee Vaughn,
Yes.
And then as we just discussed with Virgil, the, both from Ron Cook for $19,556.
I split the difference.
yeah, motion.
Make a motion.
Yeah.
Second.
Trustee Sheets,
Yes.
trustee Reiner,
Yes.
trustee Benz,
Yes.
trustee Sims,
Yes.
trustee George,
Yes.
trustee Vaughn,
Yes.
Just so everyone knows, private conversation, I was, texting the attorney, asking him a question about executive session, so just let her know.
The final thing I have for tonight, this one probably isn't gonna cost us anything. If it does, then we will have to write a check. I was wondering, we were overbooked last year on the grant, which they granted this year, for 6 new tasers.
This is on probably, or?
Well, all I'm saying is, the way it's supposed to work is we buy them, they send them to us, I send it right over to Elias, they send the paycheck to them. I talked to Tad about it, he said he never had to write the check, the village never had to, it was taken care of in a timely fashion. Worst case scenario, we have to write a check, but we get it back from Elias.
I got you.
It's for 6 tasers, batteries, and extra cartridges, for $17,926.80, or $926.80. Like I said, it'll all be reimbursed. Was actually perfect.
Any questions? Need a motion, yea or nay, for, legal taser grant?
I'll make a motion.
A second.
Trustee Sheets,
Yes.
trustee Reiner,
Yes.
trustee Benz, trustee Sims,
Yes.
trustee George, trustee Vaughn,
Yes.
I'm done for today, I'm sharing it.
Sewer department, shed estimates.
I, this time, really don't have anything. It's a good thing to still took all my money.
Stuff's flowing where it's supposed to.
Tom goes,
I'm gonna see if I can use some chance now. Forgot to update you on the culverts. Utilities. Orangewood, they're put together plans for separate plans for the sanitary extension, water main relocation, and we're looking at doing storm sewers. Now, the storm sewers, they don't benefit just culverts, they benefit the whole area. Water main was unexpected. I'm gonna ask him to go ahead and put all 3 those pieces together, one set of plans, and put together some bidding documents so we can do the project. Project's just too big to, get a price from anybody, in my opinion. And, given that, I told the people, the culvert people, that months ago, when it looked like this thing was getting ready to kick off, and given the fact we're a public body, we gotta follow the rules when we solicit for projects, it's highly unlikely that, these things are gonna be done this construction season. They're gonna be bid probably right after the first of the year and start construction as soon as the weather allows. And that's just the reality of it.
What you're saying, culvert is gonna get pushed back.
Well, they jumped the gun out there and started their work. Not all the ducks were in my mind, but I want to let you know, Margaret is going to begin that, and the cost that take it from where it is now through the contract award is going to be an additional $20,000 basically. So, I don't have a contract tonight, didn't have time to get together, we just met with them Thursday or Friday, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's where we are.
What about the plant? You remember we were getting the final walkthrough or something with them and making sure, as we, October deadline?
We've been in contact with, Donnie, you, trying to get all that information together. Larry just sent us some stuff.
I think the warranty period up at the end of the month, we wanna put some kind of letter together, probably for the mayor to sign saying, we ain't done it. You know, we still got this list, you know. My understanding, they're having an internal meeting to discuss this list. They may come back and say, this is ours, this is ours, this is not ours, we don't think this is us. But we haven't heard back from them yet. What happens after the warranty period? Things that aren't done aren't done, so you get a 1-year warranty from the time when it's accepted. So,
We've been, or we're supposed to have a meeting Monday, but I haven't heard anything from them.
And we might want to have a sewer committee meeting for the next board meeting. And Chad has another thing, to go over just some sewer lining and stuff, so. Well, I don't think we're ready to establish any kind of date now, but you put it on your radar, I'll do something before the next board meeting, because I don't think we have one in December, right?
We do, it's just a second.
Oh, it's just our second.
Should have, okay.
November. That covers it.
Good talk.
Hang on, I would like the board to vote on going out for bids. I'd like for someone to make a motion to authorize us to go out for bids on those projects. No,
It wasn't on the agenda.
okay, I'm just telling you, we're moving in that direction. Make sure it's on the agenda, I guess, next.
You made a very good informational statement for the next board.
Okay.
Can you work on the list?
I think that was actually authorized at the last meeting.
Well, we talked about last meeting, yes,
Really been authorized.
yeah.
Does anybody speak for the enforcement?
Didn't I need to probably grant?
IT department.
All right, so when we moved the ambulance into the house over there, we put up 2 antennas that basically give the whole house internet. And we're occasionally having issues with that on and off, so I went and got a quote to run conduit from the fire station to the EMS house so we can get more reliable, stable internet there. With putting in 2 handholds in the alley that would be capable of holding a vehicle, occasionally driving over it, because they're gonna be on the side, so hopefully it won't have full-time traffic. So, with those 2 handholds having to be a little bit more to support more weight than a normal one that like be in your yard, and the PVC pipe was gonna come to $1,733.
Are you installing or?
Yes, well, me and TJ and Public Works, basically, yes.
Would they support one of the trucks in the building?
Yeah, I think it was rated for like 33,000 pounds for the handholds is what it was. And it's rated for occasional traffic, so not like every day running over this thing 100 times a day, so. Yeah, it's gonna be in the alley. Hopefully we can push it off to the less traveled side, but, you know.
Any other question? Need a motion to carry for your arrest for $1,733.00 for hand boxes and conduit for EMS out.
Make a motion,
Trustee Sheets?
Yes.
Trustee Ryder?
Yes.
Trustee Fairley?
Yes.
Trustee Sims? Yes. Trustee Dorr?
Yes.
Trustee Lauren?
Yes.
All right, and the next one's the CTS contract. I guess I didn't realize it was already up for a 3-year contract until the other day. It's a 3-year contract, for $4,675 a month. that manages all of our devices we have, all of our, people and servers and firewalls in all the buildings.
That's what the enhanced security.
And was, yes, that's what the enhanced security. Sorry, I wouldn't be able, I wasn't at that meeting.
That's what lady from Don.
Yes,
What did she get about 5 years? Was she-
Oh, yeah, we did it 5 years, it would be $200 cheaper. We did the last one for 6 years.
Motion.
I would suggest one with a 5-year save, why not?
Yeah.
That's really not a bad.
She just had to be $200 less per month. She didn't give me anything updated, she just said that's what it would be if we did 5 years.
Need a motion for A for CTS 3-year contract for $4,475, excuse me, 5-year contract for $4,475, 0 cents per month.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second. Trustee Chief?
Yes.
Trustee Alger?
Yeah.
Trustee Bentley?
Yes.
Yes. Trustee Dorr?
Yes.
Trustee Arnold?
Yes.
Okay, so I talked to our insurance company because you guys had questions about our insurance and cyber security. They said we have $150,000 insurance for cyber extortion and $100,000 for cyber crime. She said the price would not go down if we added enhanced security, but if we ask for more coverage, the enhanced security would probably give us a lower rate.
Lower rate than that?
Then, no, that's not the rate, just like if we wanted more coverage, it would probably be less than if we didn't have the enhanced security. My turn.
Anything else, Brian?
nope, that's it.
Deputy clerk. Yes, you were.
You're it.
Yes, Vicki.
This is Lori's report. She, had 3 FOIAs. She prepared all the onboard meetings. She is in the process of getting the money for the liquor license, since they expire at the end of this month. And then she processed GEMT. And then she did annual stuff.
Any questions? Thanks, guys. City Administrator, Tiffany Jones McClellan.
Had some department head meetings, sent a letter to the postmaster with address changes, talked to the people from Culver several times. I did several title searches to try to find the original owners of the ramps, which I finally did. The raffle went good, we sold 1,002 tickets. Also we got 3,300 in donations. We issued permits for the 3 new homes that are going up in Tilton. Met with owner of 232 West 7th, listed speed signs on iBid. I was busy this month and I just finished this, so I don't have everything under it. This is a good start. Okay, so 820 Central. We voted to condemn that, and somebody is wanting to fix it up, and they own 400 doors in Danville. I think David Staff talked to him too. I don't think we want to tear something down if somebody's wanting to improve it. This guy has means to do it. He's asking for a building permit so that he can improve it. Okay. His name is Adam Stir.
Do you have any RC?
RC management manages the properties.
820.
The white block house, white block thing. This guy got a tax deed ticket. I mean, do we want to give him the opportunity to try to fix it up, or do we want to spend 50 or 60,000 dollars to tear it down?
Say,
What is it, diversity management?
I would,
Use them to manage the property.
I would recommend that if you go forward, let him work on it, we don't get the situation I got into when I first became mayor, that there's a timeline set on it. A certain timeline that if you don't get to a certain point, like a certain time, it gets condemned, it gets tore down.
yeah.
I don't have problems, gonna fix the property up.
How long do you want to give them?
Yeah, they fix it up right, or she has a bad habit of cutting corners.
Well, this is, an individual.
Yeah, he had varsity management, running his, managing his equipment.
He is, or.
And they have a lot of confidence.
RC management.
He's what?
RC management. He's, the branch mom.
This guy?
And probably.
He's the owner of Rain Pond.
But he's also overseeing.
I'll just say, from my end of things, RC management doesn't have the best name in Danville. What you're looking at is probably gonna be,
Yes.
public housing. They're small units anyway, so it's not like it bring and then you need or established. So
I thought we were close.
This guy got. Because, okay, so he called me the other day. He's already got title to the property now. He got the tax deed the other day. I asked him, how did you get the tax deed? I didn't think that I thought they had it until November to redeem it. He said, no, the redemption period is over. It must be because he got a tax deed to it.
What's that zone?
Multi-family.
So just because of the tax, you would have.
The gas company's already come and disconnected it off the main.
Did that 3 months ago.
disconnected what?
They disconnected the gas off the main.
Well, it's up to him to get the gas reconnected.
Because he's got the tax deed, what does that mean?
Means he owns the property.
So you just let it go?
He let it go. This guy got it on back taxes and he wants to fix it.
The only thing I'll make him say is that if it was bad enough, we condemn it to have a demo and his house to come in and fix it up. I have a problem with how much was wrong with it for it to be condemned for him to come in and put a bunch of money in. I want to sound bad, to put a bunch of money into a house until that's being condemned. I really don't see that happening.
Well, they started buying taxes 3 years ago, so they were unaware that this was gonna be condemned. You know what I'm saying? I'm just telling you.
No, I appreciate it, but somebody that does something like that, operates like that, they're operating on low. It's gonna be bare minimum for it to pass inspection.
They're taking a chance when you buy that.
I'm talking with Dave because the back end of it is wide open and water's been running, the foundation is truly horrible.
Right, that's what.
And Adam's been running there, been going over this for several years.
Well,
And, you know, I would talk to him, but I don't even know if it's really salvageable, to be honest with you, but I'm not a structural engineer, so I can't say.
Maybe you should bring a plan to the board.
Well, he stated it, what I seen on, where he stated the first thing you gotta do is go there and try to regrow the foundation.
Yeah,
What's that thing worth?
I don't know if it's gonna cost a lot to tear it down.
have we ever approached anything on this grant? To tear stuff down and like, Daniel's getting all these grants to tear
We're
stuff
talking
down?
about, Vermillion Advantage grants.
Well, I don't know what
Yeah,
they are, but
the trusteeship.
whatever Daniel's getting.
Well, Danville didn't know, Danville got that big grant for that renewal, that urban renewal statute. They're around the hospital and all that around there.
Yeah.
So a lot of their houses are tearing down, they're getting
Well, they're using a grant they got to tear them down through that grant money, it's also supposed to be used to repair,
Was it a DDBG grant?
something like that.
Right.
I know they talk about, I can't
Yeah, maybe
remember.
HRCA or,
Yes.
I think what it was. Have to look at it.
Well,
I'm saying,
they're supposed to be like safety laws and buildings.
and I think we need to do the same. We need to start with the contractors.
It was some kind of federal grant, I think, that bought that shelter, both him, junior, yeah.
Well, I'm gonna say we stick with everything. Yes.
It's not, you know, here.
And 1 year.
Any more questions on that? I need a motion. I don't want to put this. I need a motion from the board to continue on with the bidding and a motion, yeah.
I'll make a motion, we did.
Second. If you want me to take that over, you ready to put it?
Trustee Sheets,
Yes.
Trustee Wyman,
Yeah.
Trustee Bentley,
Yes.
Trustee Finn,
Yeah.
Trustee George,
Yes.
Trustee Allen.
Yes.
Oh, sorry. Okay, we have resolution, this goes along with our enterprise zone. They're adding a property, so since we're part of the zone, we have to approve it. And they're talking about tax rebates in here, that doesn't really apply to us because most of our properties are in TIFs. So you can't get both. But this is just,
Continuation of the.
Continuation.
So you are here too.
So this is something that Danville is adding something to.
yeah,
enterprise
if you look
zone.
at the map, they're adding a property way up north across from the airport.
Over the west,
Oh, I don't think the map's on here, is it?
You can see it.
well, that's the property, it's to the water, on Bowman Avenue North, just on the corner of Bowman.
Yeah.
That's the little-
Yeah.
It's got the little small print.
Oh, my.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a legal description.
Yeah, I think so. I understand.
All of it,
Yeah,
all of it.
it's because they have to include every property that's in the enterprise zone, so they have to do a huge legal description and then add on to it every time they amend it.
Any more questions? Need a motion, Mayor Randy, for resolution 2025-1016, a resolution authorizing the issuance of property tax abatement by the village of Tilton.
Trustee Sheets,
Yes.
Trustee Wyman,
Yes.
Trustee Bentley,
Yes.
Trustee Sims.
Yes.
Trustee George,
Yes.
Trustee Warren.
Yes.
I wrote a letter to residents that I'd like to send out, it's in the next few months. So if you guys would look at this, see if there's anything else you want to add, but I wanted to let everybody know, and Dave Bickerstaff wrote part of this too. These are the things that are going to be enforced coming up, and I also wanted to let everybody know about the updated ordinances that you guys have, passed. Just so everybody's aware.
I think it's a good idea, but I think we got a couple that are going to be added to this.
Okay, I'm not gonna send it out right now.
From when we had an ordinance committee meeting last, and then Dave mentioned a couple.
Yeah, we
So I
can
think-
add those, I can add that to the
Just
list.
that way it's complete. We can set an ordinance meeting for next month, time too.
Okay, playground grant, Mike sent me some information on the playground. The due date is tomorrow, but it's just a form you basically have to fill out. And you have to pick one of these playground arrays with the check mark on it, and I would also want to know where you want to put it, if you want me to fill this form out and see if there's any funding left, because it said it was on a first come, first served basis.
I think the idea behind it was, we talked at one point about updating Thomas Park with adding some stuff, so I then keep that in mind.
I would like to possibly look at the ballpark and replace that one, which I budgeted for too, so that's an option. That playground put in 1998 and it's in bad shape.
Well, if you guys want me to put the application, and we have to pick one of these with the check marks. So as long as you're okay with spending it once we get it, I think it's 100% matching, so whatever we spend, I think they would match. So let's say it's an $85,000 playground array. I'm under the impression that we would have to pay like 42.5.
What did you budget, you know?
Like 40,000, 45,000.
So you'll pick a check mark.
You want me to just fill out the form and see if we even are, okay,
Do you have to check the thing before, like?
I don't think so.
Sorry.
Because I printed the form, but anyway, it's on their website. It's, oh. That's not that.
Just through connection.
So you guys, do we need a motion for that? We need a little form out. So we're approved, we would be able to purchase the equipment.
Any questions on it? We have a motion to move forward with applying for the playground grant. It will cost matching funds up to
45,000.
Yeah, 45,000.
45,000.
45,000.
I'll make a motion.
Second.
Trustee Sheets,
Yeah.
trustee Wyman,
Yes.
trustee Bentley,
Yes.
trustee Sand,
Yes.
trustee George,
Yes.
trustee Long.
Yes.
Okay, we got a tip application from Tilton Warehouses. And, she's putting in a new building, the foundation. The approximate cost is 133,000, tip eligible costs are 29,640. We usually give about half back. And we could do, they recommend a one-time grant. And if we do half, it would be $14,820.
Questions?
$14,820. And this will increase, the EAV on our tip.
I need a motion here, hey. This application for this storage unit for $14,820 for a one-time grant.
Make a motion, yeah.
Who's it?
A second.
Trustee Sheets,
Yes.
trustee Wyman,
Yes.
trustee Bentley.
Yes.
Trustee Sand,
Yeah.
trustee George,
Yes.
trustee Long.
Yes.
We've given another governmental agreement with Westfield Belgian Sanitary District. The only area that this concerns is the area south of Ross Lane on the east side between Ross Lane and Carlton Drive. So if something goes there, we have to meet and discuss the projects. Because it's actually both of our areas. Our sewer area, butts up with theirs and just there. So if we put something there, or if they want to put something there, we just have to agree to meet, discuss it and see who should take the project over.
You don't know what it is, we're trying to, between us and Westfield, we're trying to come up with the best deal possible for any developer going in there. Reason being, if that back property, back to back, floor shut, was able to be built. They've got a brand new lift station back in the corner, so instead of the developer having to run 300, 400, 500, 600 feet for the sewer, they could go from that probably 120 to 250 feet to tie into the sewer. So it's a way to help cut costs for any development, back there.
Where's it at?
Wellington Drive.
Good stuff, discount.
Pleasant Beach property.
Oh, yeah, that's the only place that's undeveloped, like extension between our two areas.
In the meeting we had, with the conversation we had, the sewers up in front, up at, Route 1 and Arlington Drive would be too shallow for anything up front to be able to reach. They would have to redo their sewer system. On the backside, we had Arlington with a lift station there to pump it up. So there would be a possibility, anything got designed or built back there, they come off a little bit cheaper with their construction cost. Any question?
This is our night. Yeah.
I need a motion here,
Make a motion, yeah.
There's.
President Chief,
Yes.
President Ryder,
Yes.
President Henley.
Yes.
President Tran,
Yes.
President Moore,
Yes.
President Vaughn.
Yes.
You got it, President.
So you want, well, we're going to get my report, so we don't fill that. I need to apologize for not being there last month, but my wife went to the emergency, so that's why I was not here. I want to catch up for a couple months. I attended a VA, Marine Advantage Business and Networking meeting. Met with two trustees on a possible project, and talking and gathering stage right now. Met with Greg Wolf with a webco, is, to see about updating our webpage and security. They said there's a possibility we have some issues. They met with Star City, which is a TV and radio station in Lafayette. We met with them and made a deal with them to advertise to what was going on. Went to a round table with Shape and Rose down in Georgetown. First Price came in naturally and wanted to speak to us after the moratorium was set, so we had to explain to them about what a moratorium was. Went to a Marine Advantage Coffee Talk, which is a relaxed setting for networking. Met with the fire committee, sat in on a web-based town hall with the Illinois Secretary of State. Had a construction meeting with Culvers over the infrastructure. Met with Brian Quick. He discussed possible expansion and possible business opportunities. Today we had a teleconference with, about the comprehensive plan and the strategic use plan. Just to let you know, I've been in communication with a clinical director about locating business here. He's contacted the real estate department and to get more information and try to get back with me. Report. Yeah, well, I had in mind is to,
So for the month, I made the bank deposits, and they said I'm setting payments right now, on our thousand payroll and pay taxes, following them through a report, I'm getting all bills and QuickBooks. So the next thing on the list is the RMA 2026 insurance. The tax is not there. So there's 3 different options. I think we should go with option 1. It's the cheapest. It's $115,597.88. This is our insurance we have every year. It's for work comp, auto liability, comprehensive general liability, auto control damage, property, portable equipment.
This is the same company that they had?
Yes, yeah, homes.
And
It's the elements fully.
just to the Illinois distance, explaining.
No, 150.
Yeah.
we usually try to pay them. We get this.
115, 570.
So,
Mhm.
Any questions? Need a motion here today to do the IML Illinois Disability Risk Management Association 2026 insurance. Selecting the option of the $114,597.86.
I'll make the motion. Yeah.
You say.
Did you second?
No, that's just Tom.
Okay.
Just need your credit card.
Trustee Sheets,
Yes.
trustee Whitehead,
Yes.
trustee Bailey.
Yes.
Trustee Bettis,
Yes.
trustee George,
Yes.
trustee Song.
Yes. Moves are pretty.
Article 17.2, we will take that into executive session later because those the questions on we discussed on that before we bring it to the vote. Trick or treat hours.
Update.
Oh.
On all way.
I see you're up and I'm moving.
We can do Saturday.
No.
Saturday. 5:30.
I'm in Afghanistan.
Any questions? If not, need a motion. Trick or treat hours to be set for Friday.
Go move.
On all way.
Second.
Yes.
Trustee Sheets,
Yeah.
trustee Ryan,
Yes.
trustee Bettis.
Yes.
Trustee Zim,
Yes.
trustee George,
Yes.
trustee Long.
Yes.
All right, did water report, couple minutes for Essen, so committee report, we'll start reading like, it looks like you got the most of it.
Trunk or treat set for October 25th from 4 to 7. Had a great turnout for the no fences raffle deal, so a lot of great comments with that. Wednesday, October 22nd, gonna set up a meeting at the community center, 6 p.m. We're gonna recap this year, as well as Christmas parade stuff. Start July 4th for next year, getting some of that stuff together. So that's October 22nd at 6 p.m. The couple things that Belinda is giving me, she's taking care of all the 50/50 people for the summer. She's giving me a kind of a report on everything that's happened. So three main groups that were there, Covington cheerleaders, basically brought in about 30 to 40 people. It's about like performing arts, come back a couple times. The second time they were there, had to get rain after 15 minutes, but they brought in about 60 to 70 people. And then the last one was the Wheeling Sportsmen, the handicap hunters. That was the last event. All those were very good, bringing people in. So, roughly overall, it's about $2,300 was brought in at the 50/50 portion, which is about $867 fire department auxiliary side of it. So, good job with that, Melinda, and thank you for taking care of that. Yeah. Yes. Belinda worked her butt off out there, so it put her in her grandson as well. So, thank you. It was a big help. What's that? Yeah, well, much appreciated. Item 20.1 is retrofit. Started to book some bands up for next year. As things are going forward, it's time to get on the books. So retrofit will be on the books for June 6th of next year. Cost would be $1,500 for them. It's the same cost we had this year. I don't want to steal your thunder. Need a motion for it. So I'll make the motion to hire retrofit.
That's second.
Trustee Sheets,
Yes.
trustee Lauer,
Yes.
trustee Turner,
Yes.
trustee Sim,
Yes.
trustee Wood,
Yes.
trustee Warren.
Yes.
20.2, no fences, which was the one that was there, did talk to him. A lot of great people, talk about that one as well. So they're aiming for over, ending it again, for 5,000. I would like to make a motion for new fences.
You're on a level where you ought to just keep it there. So.
Trustee Sheets, trustee Lauer,
Yeah.
trustee Sim,
Yes.
trustee Sim,
Yes.
trustee George,
Yes.
trustee Warren.
Yes.
The one thing I told Lori, I'd seen a post and it was too late, for this time, so it's for next month that we need to make sure we get put on, but, some concerns on the fireworks with tariffs and things of that nature, for next year. And I know we're wanting to increase some spend, and I was thinking of dollars, we want our dollar to go as far as we can make it go. So we probably need to get on that pretty quick to get it locked in some pricing before potentially something happens. So just to kind of put that as a mental note, on that side.
What am I supposed to get, like, man, are you going to increase it, you want me to double
I personally would like, my own opinion would be, I'd like to go 20,000 would be the best show around.
I heard a lot of people sit there and say that they would really love to see us have the best show in the area. I have stood in front of my house and talked to people on that.
And I'm confident that I think, there's some business owners and things around, we could probably, we do good with the band stuff anyway. With some donations, but I think with the 250 years and things like that, I think we can get some donations, to assist with some of that. If we do it right.
What did you think about the show this year?
You want my opinion?
This,
It wasn't good.
I think Pittsburgh had the best show this year.
Yourself, there's, you know,
I think they're Lions Club.
well, I mean, like.
Well,
I don't know.
did,
It may be the same guy that does ours. It ain't that, well, I should say that he didn't do the show did suck. It wasn't the greatest, it wasn't his fault. He's just shooting what
the budget.
we buy.
We got like 200 more shots this year than we did last year. I disagree with that. Well, I'm telling you what it was supposed to
You see that you're stretching that, they look at the screen shelves,
Yeah.
which is not gonna be pricey. Because you can have a 200 shot show, but it depends on the size of the shell for shooting is what makes the show. And the 3-inch shells are not, they don't go very high, they're not very good.
I just know, I never watched a lot of fireworks shows. We used to have the best show in the county. Past handful of years, we're at the bottom of the list. That's just my opinion.
A lot of people have said that.
Well, and I can tell you from going to more of a positive thought process. We have a lot of great comments about the bands and things that we do not, we're not using the little put on people's, that maybe we tried to use to begin with. We are known that, for great shows. So we spend the money on it and all that, so I think it's probably worth.
Get back to that.
well, so just reach out, talk to somebody, go, what would it take for us to have a million? You know what it costs?
Yeah, I think just talking 2025. That's what I think.
What did we pay last year?
7,500.
Is what?
Was that
Yeah,
what
we
we raised it to? Because then we might do it.
I remember back during like the Redneck game, remember it was still like 12,000. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
12,000, I remember that number for some reason,
Yeah.
for fireworks.
Well, I think Bismarck was 16 this year.
And they were in.
I'd have to go back and, I got numbers for all the towns around here.
Yeah, I think Bismarck was the.
I think you will work with the benefit of everything. Like I said, we can get back on the top because of 250 that was true. The Sarah County, we just make that lead, use it, use to get everybody back.
I would agree.
And then we'll, with that level, we'll on a yearly gross everybody else.
Oh, yeah.
I would agree.
I can get you a number, I got
We may not have spent $12,000, but we got more shelves for the price that we
I'm pretty
wanted.
sure I remember like 12,000 being approved.
Who did we used to go through?
Well, we used the same people that've been doing us, but
This
the price
guy.
on your shelves.
Yeah, I say price is
They can get that shelf.
Yeah.
So like, we never really raised how much we were spending for it.
Right.
And we always tried to work with him to give us what he can give us, the best that he can give us for all we're spending. And he did that, but just trying to bring him prices up, so the more that it goes up, the less we get.
Why don't we see what we can get for 2025?
I'm gonna contact the digital guy because. It's Bismarck.
I would be working, I didn't get.
What they spent.
I don't.
No, you have technics, that's who we used in the past, you did a really good job for us before, but you know, the prices.
Yeah, unfortunately, I can't see it.
Who was it?
Who was it?
John Burrell.
I would have, you know,
He's retiring, I mean, he kind of give it up as Jamaica Pyrotechnics, but the best show it used to be was, Hoopston. They spent over $40,000 that year. And they had he had ground effect, I mean, you had to do soccer field, so it was bad.
we had to just in the ground because of where we're being shot from, you can't see them, and then that gave us more aerial show without the ground.
They were shooting up 16-inch shells, 12-inch and all bigger stuff.
Yeah.
Sure.
But I mean, if you touch with him, he can give you some ideas.
What's his name?
Shoot.
An average show is about 10,000. Oakwood, Bismarck is 16,000, Georgetown, Westville is over 10. To get, this is just from one person, would be about $20,000 to $22,000 would be the part-time show that.
Yeah, I'd say we spent 45, you've had a really good show.
But that's just from that person, there's other options out there, which would make it better.
Somehow what's going to do like the big. Fourth of July.
Other than that, I don't think, I don't know anything else.
Bob?
Yeah. I mean, I can think of one there.
No. You don't want to say your name, do you? Tell it. What? Mine, Bill. I need a motion to go into executive session
Make a motion, to go into executive session.
for property and
It's the 21st.
Here's my.
financial side, ILCS, what property is
Trustee Ryder?
Yes.
Trustee George?
Yeah.
Trustee Warren?
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
Trustee Sheets.
Yes.
Trustee Wyman.
Yes.
Yes, yes.
Trustee Benjamin.
Yeah.
Yes.
Trustee Lamar.
Yes.
Action to, take anything in the executive session, need a motion to set up the wage hearing. So, do we? Yeah.
Trustee Sheets.
Yeah, yeah.
Trustee Wyman.
Yes, yes.
Trustee Benjamin.
Yes, yes.
Trustee Benjamin. Yeah. Trustee Lamar.
Yes.
Trustee Lamar.
Yes.
Let anybody else? Motion to adjourn.
Are we gonna do a set of meeting?
Oh.
Are we gonna set a meeting?
Public meeting.
We want to have as many department heads and employees as we can.
And residents in town.
And residents. Big meeting. And we want to do it.
I would suggest that definitely the fire and EMS department heads are at this meeting.
Yeah.
All can be for, as far as I'm concerned, but.
I'd like to have a lot of residents there too. Fire station. I'm looking. How about Wednesday, November 12th?
I'm on shift.
Thursday, November 13th.
I'm on shift.
That's on a Thursday. November 13th. Is everybody okay with that?
So he said he's off on the 13th.
I'm on shift, yeah.
I said that.
When you make.
Wednesday, November 13th, or Thursday, November 13th at 6 o'clock.
Wednesday, November 15th.
Six o'clock.
Okay.
No, I'm not gonna get this.
Motion to adjourn. Motion.
Trustee White.
Yeah, yes. Yes, yes.
Trustee Sand. Yes.
Yes.
Trustee Lamar. Yes.
Yes.